Monkey D. Luffy. Luffy is the captain of the Straw Hat Pirates and the man who dreams of becoming the king of the pirates. He comes from Fuchsia Village, a quiet town in the East Blue, where he was raised by his grandfather, Monkey D. Garb, a marine hero. However, Garb didn't raise him in a normal way. He wanted his grandson to become a strong marine, so he left him in the care of Curly Dedan, a mountain bandit who lived in the nearby forest of Mount Kulubo. Growing up among bandits, he had a rough childhood. Days were spent fighting, stealing, and surviving in the wild, which toughened him up. But the most important part of his early years was meeting Portgas D. Ace and Sabo, two boys who also dreamed of becoming pirates. The three of them became sworn brothers, drinking sake together and promising to one day set sail. Even before meeting Ace and Sabo, his admiration for red-haired Shanks shaped his dream. Young Luffy idolized him and his crew. He desperately wanted to join the red-haired pirates, but they just laughed it off. Determined to prove he was strong enough, he stabbed himself under the eye, leaving the scar he still has today. One day, while Shanks and his crew were at the village bar, they brought back a mysterious treasure, a devil fruit, specifically the Gum Gum fruit. But before anyone realized it, Luffy had already eaten it. By the time they explained that he would never be able to swim again, it was too late. A group of bandits kidnapped him and threw him into the ocean, where he was nearly eaten by a sea monster. Shanks stepped in, saving his life but losing his left arm in the process. That moment changed everything. Before leaving, Shanks placed his straw hat on the boy's head, telling him to return it once he became a great pirate. From that day on, he had one goal: to become Pirate King, the freest man on the seas. At age 17, he finally set out on his journey in a tiny boat, confident that he would find a crew and make his dream a reality. Roronoa Zoro. He's the first member to join the Straw Hat Pirates and one of the strongest swordsmen in the world. He also comes from the East Blue, specifically from a small dojo in Shimotsuki Village where he was raised and trained in swordsmanship. Before joining the Straw Hats, Zoro was known as the Pirate Hunter due to his reputation for hunting down pirates. He spent years training under Koshiro, the dojo master, and quickly became an expert with a unique fighting style: 3 swords. Unlike most swordsmen who use just one, he developed a Centaur-Yu style, wielding a sword in each hand and one in his mouth. His signature style became a trademark and struck fear into the hearts of many opponents. Zoro's life wasn't all about just training though, he had a tragic backstory. As a child, he trained alongside a girl named Kuina, who was just as talented as he was. The two made a promise to each other that they would one day become the greatest swordsman in the world, but when Kuina died suddenly, Zoro was left alone with that promise. To honor her, he vowed to fulfill the dream they share. He still carries Kuina's sword, the Wado Ichimonji, as a tribute to her and their shared ambition. One of the most significant moments in his life came when he was captured by the Marines. Zoro was about to be executed in Shellstown for his pirate hunting activities when he was saved by none other than Luffy, who was looking to build his crew. He was impressed by Luffy's determination and respect for his own goals. Zoro, seeing the potential in joining him, swore his loyalty to the captain, agreeing to join the Straw Hat Pirates under the condition that he would one day become the greatest swordsman in the world. Nami. She is the second member to join the Straw Hat Pirates and serves as the crew's navigator. She comes from the island of Konomi, which lies in the East Blue, a place that she had a difficult and painful past with. Before meeting Luffy, Nami had a tragic backstory. As a child, she was adopted by a woman named Belmere, a former Marine who raised her alongside her adoptive sister, Nojiko. However, their happiness was shattered when the fishman pirate Arlong took control of their village. Arlong, a cruel and oppressive pirate, demanded control over the people, and to save her village, Nami was forced to work for him. For years, she worked as a cartographer, drawing maps for Arlong's future plans, all while secretly saving money to buy back her village and free her people. Despite her efforts, the emotional toll was unbearable. Her greatest heartbreak came when Arlong killed Belmere, her adoptive mother, in cold blood, believing her to be hiding treasure. This tragic event pushed Nami to the breaking point, and she became convinced that no one would ever truly help her. But everything changed when she met Luffy and the crew. After seeing their kindness and determination to fight for her, she began to trust them. The turning point came when Arlong returned to claim the village once again. Desperate for freedom, Nami asked Luffy for help. Without hesitation, he vowed to defeat Arlong and liberate her home. True to his word, Luffy took down Arlong and Nami finally found a crew she could call family. Now, with the dream of drawing a complete world map, Nami sails alongside the Straw Hats, navigating the seas as their navigator while seeking to fulfill her lifelong dream. Usopp. He's the third member to join the Straw Hat Pirates and serves as the crew's sniper. He comes from the Syrup Village, a peaceful town in the East Blue where he spent most of his childhood. Before becoming a pirate, Usopp was known as the village lion. Every day he would run through the town shouting that pirates were coming, though it was never true. This habit stemmed from his childhood trauma. His father, Usopp, was a pirate who left to sail with Shanks, and his mother died of illness. In his heart, he always wished his father would return, and calling out about pirates became his way of coping. Despite his cowardly nature, Usopp had a good heart. He spent most of his time telling stories and looking after Kaya, a sickly girl from a wealthy family. However, his life took a dangerous turn when he discovered that Kaya's butler, Kuro, was actually Captain Kuro, a former pirate plotting to kill her and steal her fortune. When Luffy and his crew arrived at Syrup Village, Usopp teamed up with them to stop Kuro's plan. After a hard-fought battle, the Straw Hats defeated Kuro, saving Kaya and the village. With newfound courage, Usopp decided it was time to chase his dream, becoming a brave warrior of the sea just like his father. Leaving his home behind, he officially joined the crew as their sharpshooter. Sanji. He is the fourth member to join the Straw Hat Pirates and serves as the crew's cook. He was born into the North Blue, but he grew up in the East Blue at the Barati, a floating restaurant. Sanji's family background is complex. He was born into the notorious Windsmoke family, a royal bloodline that runs Jirma 66, a militaristic army of genetically enhanced super soldiers. Unlike his cold, cruel family, Sanji was born with compassion and kindness, which led to his abuse and rejection by his father and siblings. After escaping from Jirma 66, he fled to the East Blue, leaving his painful past behind. His life took a turn when he met Zeph during a shipwreck. Both of them were stranded on a deserted rock with barely any food. Zeph sacrificed everything to keep Sanji alive, even going as far as eating his own leg. This experience inspired Sanji's vow to never let anyone go hungry. He trained as a cook and later adopted the blackleg style of fighting, which uses powerful kicks instead of punches. He firmly believes that hands are for cooking, not fighting, which is why he never uses them in battle. Additionally, Sanji has a strict code. He never fights women. His respect for women runs so deep that he refuses to harm them no matter the circumstances. When Luffy and the crew arrived at the Barati, Sanji was initially reluctant to leave, but after bidding farewell to Zeph with tears in his eyes, he decided to set out on an adventure to find the All Blue, the legendary sea where all the world's oceans meet. Chopper. He is the fifth member to join the Straw Hat Pirates and serves as the crew's doctor. He's a reindeer from Drum Island in the Great Line, but his journey to becoming a pirate began in a very unusual way. Chopper was not always a normal reindeer. After eating the Hito Hito no Mi, a Zoan-type devil fruit, he gained the ability to transform into a human-like form. His tragic story began when he was rejected by his own kind because of his devil fruit abilities, and he found himself alone in the wilderness. But his life would change when he met Dr. Hiruluk. Dr. Hiruluk took Chopper in, treating him like his own son. He taught him the ways of medicine and introduced him to his dream of saving people. However, before Chopper could fully learn from him, Dr. Hiruluk met his tragic end and died. Before passing away, Dr. Hiruluk passed on his hope to Chopper to never give up and to always pursue the dream of saving others. After Dr. Hiruluk's death, Chopper was cared for by Dr. Kureha, a skilled doctor who helped him improve his medical knowledge. Chopper's life took a turn when Wapol, the king of Drum Island, returned to take control. When Luffy and the Straw Hats arrived on the island, they helped defeat Wapol and free the island. At first, Chopper was afraid to join the crew, fearing rejection due to his odd appearance. However, after seeing the crew's acceptance and realizing that they valued his skills, he decided to join Luffy's crew as their doctor. Chopper's dream is to become the world's greatest doctor and find a cure for every disease, hoping to fulfill Dr. Hiruluk's wish and heal the world. Nico Robin. Robin is the sixth member to join the Straw Hat Pirates and serves as the crew's archaeologist. She comes from the island of Ohara in the West Blue, a place known for its scholars and history. Born as the daughter of Nico Olvia, a historian, she grew up surrounded by the pursuit of knowledge. But at the age of 8, after the Buster Call attack on Ohara, her life was forever changed. The world government destroyed the island, killing most of its inhabitants, including her mother, because they were studying the poneglyphs that contained forbidden knowledge about the Void Century. Robin survived the attack but became a fugitive, hunted by the world government for knowing too much about the Void Century. She was forced to survive on her own using her devil fruit powers powers, the Nami, which allows her to create copies of body parts anywhere she can see. This gave her the ability to protect herself and find food. Robin's path crossed with Luffy's crew when they met her on Alabasta. At first, she was an antagonist working for a secret criminal organization named Brook works under Crocodile. But after the Straw Hats helped her defeat Crocodile and his crew, she realized that Luffy's crew was different from the others. They accepted her for who she was, not for her past, unlike the others. Her dream is to uncover the true history of the world by deciphering the poneglyphs and learning about the Void Century. Franky, he's the 7th member to join the Straw Hat Pirates and serves as the crew's shipwright. He's a cyborg from Water 7, a city known for its talented shipbuilders and craftsmen. However, his life took a tragic turn when the world government targeted Tom for building the Oro Jackson, the ship of Goldie Roger, the Pirate King. To protect his mentor, Franky held on to the blueprints for Pluton, an ancient warship capable of mass destruction. When Tom was arrested, Franky tried to stop the government, but he was severely injured and left for dead. Using scrap metal, he rebuilt his body into a cyborg, making himself stronger than ever. From then on, he lived as the leader of the Franky family, a group of shipwreckers in Water 7. Franky's path crossed with the Straw Hat Pirates when they came to Water 7. Initially, he was their enemy, stealing their money and fighting against them. However, when the world government's secret group, CP9, attacked and kidnapped Nico Robin, Franky fought alongside the Straw Hats to rescue her. In the end, he burned the Pluton blueprints, proving that he trusted Luffy's crew to stop any future threats. He joined the crew, bringing his exceptional skills as a shipwright and his dream of building the world's greatest ship. Franky's contribution to the crew was monumental when he built the Thousand Sunny, the Straw Hats' new ship, which replaced the Going Merry after it was no longer seaworthy. Brook. He's the 8th member to join the Straw Hat Pirates and serves as the crew's musician. He's a living skeleton who ate the Revive fruit, granting him a second life after his death. Before joining the Straw Hats, he was a pirate aboard the Rumbar Pirates, a crew known for their love of music and adventure. Originally, he was a normal human and served as the crew's swordsman as well as their musician. During their journey, the Rumbar Pirates sailed into the Florian Triangle, a mysterious sea filled with mist and ghost stories. Unfortunately, tragedy struck when they were attacked by a powerful enemy, and every member of the crew was fatally wounded. Because of his devil fruit ability, Brook's soul was able to return to the world, but by the time he found his body, it had already decayed into a skeleton. For 50 years, he wandered alone aboard his abandoned ship, unable to escape the Florian Triangle. His only companion was his shadow, which was stolen by Gecko Moria, one of 7 warlords of the sea. Without his shadow, he couldn't step into the sunlight or he would vanish completely. Brook's fate changed when Luffy and the Straw Hats arrived at Thriller Bank, Gecko Moria's stronghold. With their help, he reclaimed his shadow and finally stepped into the sun once again. After spending decades alone, he found joy in their company and was invited to join the crew. His biggest wish is to reunite with Laboon, a young whale he and the Rumbar Pirates met before entering the Grand Line. They promised to return to him after sailing around the world, but only Brook remains to keep that promise. Jinbe. He's the last and most recent member to join the Straw Hat Pirates and serves as the crew's helmsman. He's a fishman, specifically a whale shark fishman, and a master of fishman karate. Before joining the crew, he was a member of the Sun Pirates, a famous fishman pirate crew originally led by Fisher Tiger. The Sun Pirates were formed to fight against the oppression of fishmen who were treated as second-class citizens by humans. After Fisher Tiger's death, Jinbe took over as captain and continued his mission. His strength and leadership earned him the title of Warlord of the Sea, a position granted by the world government in exchange for his crew's safety. During the Paramount War, he openly betrayed the Marines by refusing to fight for them and instead helped Luffy rescue Ace, his sworn brother. He fought alongside Luffy, even saving his life multiple times, but ultimately witnessed Ace's tragic death. Jinbe officially joined the Straw Hats after the events of Whole Cake Island, where he helped Luffy escape Big Mom and declared that he was leaving his alliance with her to sail under Luffy's flag. He proved his loyalty by standing against one of the 4 emperors, refusing to abandon his new captain even in the face of death. As the helmsman, Jinbe is responsible for steering the Thousand Sunny, making him a crucial member of the crew. His dream is to see fishmen and humans coexist as equals, and he believes that sailing with Luffy will help make that a reality.